All right, here we're going to go over how Graham Kelham went from 86 to 94. On the top here, this is where he was 86, and on the bottom here is when he was about 91 to 92, but in this video we also did an in-season adjustment that bumped him up to 94, and we'll go over that. But here, we take in the leg lift, and you can see he's not really getting momentum going forward. You can see that he just kind of pushes his hips out from under him. Now looking down at the bottom, going to the leg lift, you can see he starts to initiate momentum going forward just a little bit, but he's not necessarily pushing his hips out from under him. Maybe just a little bit right there, but he's doing a lot better at getting momentum down the mound and not pushing his hips out from him. So let's go back to the top. Let's go down into the load. Here, what I look for in a lot of athletes on top here is this angle. So we're going to go back down to the bottom. Notice how this angle is upright on the bottom here. So with that angle on the top, if you notice, his back knee is also going to cave sooner. You look at his back knee on the bottom, and it stays loaded back a lot longer. He's holding torsion in his back leg better. Now we look at the midline. The head is pretty much stacked over the pelvis. Now on the upper video, his head is kind of behind his hips, which we really don't want our head to be back behind us. We really want to keep our shoulders and our hips parallel and stacked. And on the top, going into front foot strike. At front foot strike, you can see that his chin, oh, that's not a good line. His chin, oh, that's not a good line either. Chin is way in front of his waist. I like trying to say that chin should be belt until front foot landing. Now, let's take the bottom frame into front foot landing. And he's still maybe just a touch in front with his chin, but he's doing a lot better job of not letting his body leak forward too soon. Now next, going into this is on the bottom here, the one in-season adjustment we made, because right here it looks like his arm's getting a little pushy. See how that elbow starts to go forward? It looked like he was getting a little pushy, and honestly, to me, it was coming off this back leg. You can see here that he was working on a lot of driving. He was driving really hard, but in my opinion, his hips were not rotating efficiently. So it's like his hip was getting caught here, and then it would kind of catch up a little bit later. But if you notice, now that hip and that shoulder were kind of going together right there. So that was the one in-season adjustment, well, maybe not the only in-season adjustment, but an in-season adjustment we made down here on the bottom was that he was getting a little off the backside. And once we fixed that and he started focusing on the rotation and rotating the hips a little bit better, he was still driving, but he was just focusing a little bit more on the rotation side. When he did that, he bumped up from 92 to 94. And the last thing here is look at the angle on his front leg. Up on the top, his knee is over his ankle. On the bottom, you can see going along with his shin angle. He's got a little bit better angle on it.